Hey everybody, it's Common Coffee Drinker. I hope everybody's had a good day, a good past few days. I haven't been streaming for a few days, but we are back at it, playing Software Inc. Look at it. Also look at the overlay, beautiful overlay, done by my very talented sister. She's on Twitch as well, and her name is a little long, so I'm gonna have to spell it out for you. It's Lindy, but she goes by Lindy, and she made the very talented, very exceptional overlay. Um, so let's hop into it. We were at Coffee Inc. We're gonna load that, and I'm gonna have to kind of recap y'all from the last episode. So if you remember, we launched Java to a pretty underwhelming audience. I think it was because nobody really knew what our company was. Nobody had heard of Coffee Inc. You can see the market recognition right there. Basically nothing. But we kind of pumped in marketing. I think all these people are marketing. Yeah, all these guys. So they just kind of ran through the marketing budget and lost a little bit of money, took out a loan, but we were able to get well known enough to get about 15,000 people to buy Java, buy our 2D software. More importantly, that's enough money for us to start our next project, the audio tool known as ESPRESSO. And we got quite a ways through. I'm actually trying to remind myself here on where we're at. So we got 15 estimated code units, and right now we're at 13.61. So I want to see. Let's play through it just a few days, and we'll see where we're at. So we got 1.3 million in the bank. That's a good, comfortable chunk of change there. So we're doing pretty well here. We're making espresso. I want to start marketing espresso now that we have our marketers here. I want to start that once we get through the coding portion, and once we're getting to kind of cleaning up the bugs. And we'll do about 6 months of that, and then we'll start at the beginning of that. We'll start putting some of that marketing budget into marketing espresso rather than continuing to market Java, if that makes any sense at all. You'll kind of see it as we move through the process here. So we got everybody coming to work bright and early. Welcome. Let's get started. And I think last time I said I was going to choose an employee of the month each month, but I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. I mean, we have plenty of employees to choose from, but the month is 5 days long. I don't know if we can really single out anybody particularly. I know Lily, was it Lily that was complaining a lot about not having her social needs met or something? So, I don't know. She may not survive moving out of this building. She may have to go a little bit of a cost-cutting measure or something, you know. So we can kind of speed it up. I'm a little bit caught up now. We're doing pretty well on our speed moving through code. Once it gets further towards that estimated code units, it's going to slow down quite a bit. I may have to add another coder. Cliff is out of work. That's not good. I may add somebody somewhere back here, maybe. Somebody that doesn't really require a whole lot of social interaction, ideally, because we don't want another Lily in the office. No offense, Lily, you're doing great, but still, I mean, you know, point remains. So we got about, let's say, 30 point 30 code units in. Made about $50,000 on Java. So Java's slowing down pretty significantly. You can see that net profit kind of whittling away. But I'm less worried about that and more concerned with just upping that market recognition. Not sure how well we'll do on that. If we hadn't got enough at this point, then we can't expect to get too much more recognition out of this product. We're already at 14 units, so we're going pretty quickly on that. Is Cliff? Cliff's not doing anything. Cliff's an artist, and we don't need an artist right now for audio. We only need, these are all programmers. So Cliff, let's see what you're good at, Cliff. What are you good at? So he's in core. He's not even in audio. Wait a second. Do we have another floor? We have a whole floor of audio people. That's interesting. Okay, so I think I know where we are. So these guys, they are the support team for Java. They programmed it, they sent it out, now they're supporting it. These guys are our audio engineers, essentially. So they're the ones that are hard at work here, all 5 of these guys. And Cliff, he still wants to do 2D. So what we're going to do is we are going to educate him. He's already got a little bit of design experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to set him as a designer. And since I don't anticipate releasing another 2D software for quite a while, we're going to send him on a bit of a sabbatical to learn everything he can learn about designing a 2D software. So when he comes back, he'll be kind of a double player. He'll be an artist and a designer, and that's going to help speed up the process quite a bit. So we made another hefty chunk of change there. We're almost out of our loan. That's good. Is that Lily? That's Lily. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not Lily. Megan Jones. She's in audio. Wonder what she needs. Do we have, like, comments for these people? Maybe details? I wonder if... Yeah, okay. So she feels isolated. How do you feel isolated? How in the world? You've got 4 other people working in your immediate vicinity and you feel isolated? No, no. I'm sorry. I feel no sympathy for you. That's not a thing. So we're going to slow it down just a tad so that these guys can keep working. We are really close to that 15, those 15 code units. Yeah, I know. They're not having their needs met. That's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to send out a review since we're getting kind of close. And those reviews are going to start coming in. Those we outsourced it because I only have, what, 10 employees, maybe a few over. So we don't have that many employees out. Doing an in-team review wouldn't really do much good for anybody. So it costs a little bit of money, but the reviews that we get back are going to be pretty helpful in figuring out where we are with this software. So we got them back. Wow. Okay. 8.6 out of 10. That's as somebody who's played quite a few hours in this game, that is a really, really, really good score. 8.6 out of 10. That's fantastic. That makes me feel really good. So, Java doesn't mean, I should have been paying attention to that. People want Java still. Fantastic. Let's order some copies. Let's order another 10,000 and see how quickly those go down. So this is good. ESPRESSO's good. That's good to see. I'm going to keep reviewing each day since we're really getting pretty close to that 15. Just so if I start seeing it, if I see it go down, then that means we've sort of overproduced it, and we don't want that to happen. So as soon as these guys kind of head off, and as soon as they're done for the day, that's when we'll send out another review and see what people think. But wow, that was a good score. I'm pleasantly surprised by that review that came in. That's really, really good. I mean, I've been playing, gosh, what's it, like 100, over 100 hours, maybe 150, through a number of different companies in this game. And very few of my the software that I've built has been that good. So yeah, 8.6. We're still at 8.6. Probably gonna go one more day, and then we'll close it out. How many copies did we? Okay, so we sold 2,000 copies. May order some more tomorrow, and just keep that going. Got 15, 16 queued. Hopefully our core team can take care of that. We don't want to see those pile up. At least not until we have some space to breathe. Right now we're still leasing space, office space. We're done with our loan. That's good. Not having to pay that back. That was kind of an emergency loan. Okay, 14.86. Let's see what those reviews look like. Still 8.6. You know what? Let's go one more day. Let's kind of push it a little bit and go one more day. We only got one. We only have one audio programmer in the office. Oh my goodness, those floors look horrible. Call cleaning. Yeah, we need to get. What are we working in, a dumpster? No. We are a professional organization here at Coffee Inc. So it looks like we're at 14. Yeah, I mean, the needle barely moved on that. I probably didn't need to spend $6,000 on another review because, yeah, it's the same score. So what we're going to do is promote that. We're going to get it out of that sequence, and it'll get out of delay once people start showing up at the office. And now what we can do, I'm actually we'll slow things down just a bit and make sure that, okay, so we sold 5,000, let's order another 5,000. We'll just kind of keep reviewing that each day, because I can't imagine people are going to buy too many more copies of that, especially once we wean off our marketing budget for that. So what we're going to do is, it's giving me a suggested release date, which is usually way too conservative. I think we can push it up quite a bit. We're at July 1982 now, so we're aiming for early 1983. I want to say January. 5 months and 3 days. No, let's go for February then. Yeah, 1983, February. So we'll have basically 6.5 months to get as many bugs out of the system as possible. And that should be plenty of time to not have to worry too much about support. And with the score like 8.6, I've got pretty high hopes for this thing. Certainly higher hopes than I had for Java, because I had no idea what I was doing there. I should say our coders didn't know what they were doing. Alright, we're making another chunk of change. We're at 1.6 million now. What do our companies look like? So we got a new company in last year. How are they doing? Oh, we invested in them. I did all those things in the last 2 episodes that I forgot about. Okay, good. So we invested in them. They made us quite a bit of money. And since they also do audio tools and 2D editors, when we get enough money, we're going to buy them out, because we cannot let them become our competition. Can't let that happen. So our support team didn't quite get all of the queued, but it's not to the point where I'm too concerned yet, because I think once it hits like 800, 900, then I get really I get antsy, and I start to just hire loads and loads of supporters to take care of that problem. but less than 20, that's nothing. That's fine. Let's check our stock. We'll order another 5,000 copies of Java. Looking good. I want to always have a reserve pile. Typically I'll have a reserve pile of about 10,000, but sometimes it can go lower just depending on how quickly they're selling out. This one's at a pretty solid pace right now, so I can keep refreshing that pile each day as I see fit, as I need to. So we ran through all those queued support questions, so that's good. Our marketing budget, our net profits on Java are going down pretty significantly. We're at less than 50,000 now, whereas before we were at what, 150,000. Let's see. Yeah, we only sold 1,000 copies of that. So Java's slowing down quite a bit, but that's okay because we're releasing a really well done audio tool soon. So I suppose I can talk about coffee for a minute while things are kind of going in sort of an autopilot. I finished the Sloth blend of Mad Priest Coffee Roasters out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I really liked it. It was pretty good. It was a breakfast blend. Got me up in the morning. It wasn't too special per se, but it was common coffee, just like the name of the channel indicates. So, it's affordable. It's a local brand out of Chattanooga. Really good. But I have another bag of their coffee because I received a Christmas variety box from them. So I opened that bag today, and it says Columbia, and I'm holding it right here, so I'm trying to read off of it. It's their Columbia brand. I'm not going to try to pronounce where it's from and embarrass myself, but it says a washed processed coffee grown at 1600 to 1850 MASL. I'm not going to pretend to know what that means. Again, I'm a common coffee drinker. I'm not a professional coffee drinker. I just like the taste. So, but it does say that it has flavor notes of dark chocolate, peach, and cherry. I will say I tasted the dark chocolate immediately. The peach and cherry, not so much. The cherry a little bit. I mean, kind of in a aftertaste sort of thing. It reminded me, because a lot of times I'll find that coffee, when you drink a coffee that says that it's trying to have a dark chocolate, fruity kind of taste or flavor notes, they usually call it flavor notes. What usually happens is you'll get that dark chocolate and cherry taste simultaneously. I don't know why, but if you've ever had a dark chocolate that is flavored kind of like a cherry, fruity dark chocolate, it'll taste pretty close to that. And I mean, you have to look for it. It's not, if you're drinking coffee just to drink coffee, then you won't really notice it too much. But if you're reading the label and you see dark chocolate flavor notes on the label itself, and you really kind of dig into that taste, then yeah, you'll get a hint of it, and hopefully enjoy it just a bit more, because it is a really it's a fantastic brand. I've had 2 of their bags now, and I've not been disappointed. There's no fake flavors thrown in, nothing that tastes too processed. It's all really natural. They all they taste like really natural flavors, which is great. So we fixed 75 bugs now. That's a really good start. We've got plenty of time, August to February, to really iron things out. We've got 76 fixed, I don't know what to call these. What are support tickets? Is that I feel like that's what you should call it, but it doesn't really say what the noun is. So I'm going to say support tickets from now on. We've got 76 fixed support tickets, 92 verified. And we really will only cancel support once we see those kind of even out. Once we get to, if 92 is the top, that's all that's going to be verified, which undoubtedly it's not. But if 92 is the top, we'll wait for that 76 to reach the 92. So we'll have 92 fixed out of 92 verified. And then if you're confident that that's all that there is, then you can cancel support regardless of how many active users there are. It can be a really risky play if you've got like thousands of active users, because if you cancel too early, then that'll immediately cut down on your market recognition. People will kind of hate you as a brand, which is not good and not desirable. So you're gonna wait until that's solid for quite a while in your support. And I mean, there's no downside really. I mean, I guess the downside is like having to hire and maintain a support staff to keep these going. But honestly, just compared to everything, and once you're spending, or once you have just a whole bunch of money, it's really not that bad to just keep these open as long as possible. So fixed 85 bugs. Marketing, our net profits are going up on Java. It's kind of in a bit of a wave pattern, because now we're at 1.8 million in the bank. If I wanted to, I could probably move out and buy a building, or buy a lot and build a building. I don't want to right now. I said before that I'm going to wait until we release ESPRESSO and get, just a comfortable few million to have some fun with decorating and building our building. I'm going to keep on that. I'm not going to change that strategy yet. So we're at 1.9 million. We're really making a hefty number here on Java, which is great. It's really good to see. Because I was I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. There was somebody that was like giving off some red vibes there. You can see the little numbers pop up off their head, and that'll give you an indication of whether they're doing well or poorly in their like how they're feeling. So I'll have to check that tomorrow and see if that's something I need to worry about, because that's our marketing crew, and we need them to be pretty tip-top shape. I mean, I could fire and hire another marketer, but I really don't want to. Not right now. What are you? Okay, it's a social thing. So you are Rosa Patterson. Why is everybody complaining about social issues? I know that came out wrong, but they're saying that they feel isolated. You work in a room with 2 other people. How do you feel isolated? Do I need to put here? Let's do this now. Let's get an end table out there and put it right here, because I'm not going to be hiring another marketer, so we can take up that space. Let's put down a few chairs, and hopefully they'll congregate around that table when they're eating lunch or having a break or whatever, and that'll up that concern for them. I don't really know what else to do to allow them to be more social. That's kind of all I've got right now. And I mean, if they keep complaining, and the real concern is if they keep asking for unreasonable raises, I may have to let them go. I keep forgetting to refresh our Java stock. Let's go for another 10,000. And notice how it doubles your cost when you're printing out or when you're ordering these copies. So as soon as possible, once we get our own building that we can operate out of, we're going to start just throwing down a bunch of printers, and we're going to start printing our own copies so that we can save a ton on those costs. We'll just print our copies in-house, not have to worry about ordering copies, because it doubles the cost, and that cuts down pretty significantly on our profit margin. It's kind of interesting actually how good of a true business simulator this game is. It's really impressive, and the funny thing is it's not even out on full release yet. Like, this is still either alpha or beta. I think it's alpha. The version I'm playing. Beta is out if you ask for it. It's like limited release, but I have not yet pushed myself to actually do beta because I know it's a massive change from alpha and there's a lot of stuff I would have to relearn, and I've been a little lazy on that, so I have not requested to switch over to beta just yet. I think once we fill out our Coffee Inc. saga and maybe start a new business, that'll be a fresh time to download beta and try something new there. So we're still at 92 verified support tickets, and fixed has gone up to 81 now. I'm still not convinced. Oh, I gotta keep reminding myself to refresh this, otherwise it'll complain that I'm not making money. But yeah, I know you're not having. Well, this person's happy now. I don't know what they did. Did they like take vacation or something? I don't know. Good for them though. I'm still not convinced that we're at. If 92 is the final number that we're at, I don't. I feel like it's not. I really feel like it's not. But the game can certainly prove me wrong, and I'd be happy for it too, because that's a really low number. Like I said, usually when it gets to like 800, then I get scared. But if 92 is the number, then we did something right. And maybe that could be, I mean, it maybe really the reason that we just don't have market recognition is because we are just not well known yet. 14,000 active users, almost 15,000. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's a mystery to me. But oh, we got a couple more companies that we can invest in. Check this out. So we got Alley Studios. What do they do? Workflow CMS. Now, I am not a computer person. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that does. All I know is that typically companies that do workflow CMS, that's all they do. Just like every year they'll just pump out a new version and make a boatload of money. So I'm going to go ahead and invest in it. It could be a nice subsidiary someday. These guys, okay, so this is going to be, although have they released something yet? No, but they've lost money. They're at negative 17 from their start. I'm still going to invest because I'm going to have to buy them out at some point. So that's good to keep an eye on. These guys have lost a little bit of money since we last took a look at them, because the last time that we saw them, they were at what, like 2.5 million or something in value, and now they're at less than 2 million, 1.8. That's interesting. I wonder what happened, because, well, this is probably what happened. The 2,000 active users, they just don't have the active users. It's the same situation that we're in, where the marketing's unavoidable. So they've got a big old marketing budget, but they weren't able to just grab those active users out of thin air. They're going to have to become more of an established brand, but we will not let them, because by the time we release ESPRESSO, we're going to have enough money to buy them out and send in the cleaning crew again. I would hire a cleaning crew permanently, but it's $1,000 a month versus $50 an hour for like 3 hours. I mean, it's no, it's not. It doesn't make sense mathematically. Doesn't make sense. Okay, you still aren't having your social needs met, but you're still running at a pretty good effectiveness level. I worry about you, Rosa. I worry about you. I would hate to let you go, especially since we're about to switch over our marketing, because it's in November now, halfway through November, and we're going to have to start actually marketing ESPRESSO. But if you're going to constantly be complaining about, well, this person's different, but I may have to completely reevaluate my staff once we move into a new office building, because I really don't need people complaining about not having their socialization needs met. It's not something that I need. I don't need to keep having that pop up, although this is something different because I forgot about Java again. You know what? 20,000. Let's just let's just see. Let's see what that does. 20,000. Maybe it's having a maybe it's having a moment in the tech world. One other cleaning crew, because you guys are super messy and we don't have a doormat. I don't know why we can't have a doormat. It'd be really helpful. And I think what we're gonna do, so we're gonna do a press release, and we have enough people. I think we can handle doing text and pictures. I'm not exactly ready to jump to video yet, especially since it's 1982. So we'll do just those two and see how our marketing team can handle it. We are at ESPRESSO, writing press release. Let's bump that up in importance. Yeah, we'll bump it up to 5. You can go all the way up to 10, and that'll basically mean that you're just doing this and putting minimal effort into any other task. But 5, we'll see how quickly they can move through that press release. I'm not pressed for time right now, but I'm getting to the point, once we hit December, we really need followers on this, because after that it's really just 3 months of crunch time. Here's the fun part. So I don't know if I mentioned this in one of the previous episodes, but at the beginning of December, basically everybody asks for a raise, and it's just different per person based on how happy they are on the team. Like, I'm actually surprised Rosa does not ask for as much of a raise as the other 2 marketers. But in total, we've got an ask for almost $4,000 in raises. I'm not ready to fire anybody yet, so I have to accept them. And generally I'll accept them because generally I'm making boatloads of money and it doesn't really matter too much for the bottom line if I'm keeping everybody happy. So we'll keep it like that for now. And I'm thinking we'll have to fire 2 or 3 employees once we move into the new office, just depending, quite honestly, depending on how much they're complaining about social needs not being met, like such. Because I just can't, we can't keep doing that. That is not sustainable. Sorry. Call me a heartless boss, but it ain't gonna work. So we got 14,000 left in stock. We'll wait another day before we decide to do anything there. I don't like how slow our press release is going, so we're gonna end marketing on Java. We're just gonna end it. I think it's been well marketed, and I think it's time for it to kind of be phased out a little bit. At least until we can do a new 2D editor with hopefully just explosion in market recognition. The second 2D editor is going to be the real butt kicker in terms of profit margin and getting profits in. That's the one. That's going to be the one once we're done with this audio tool. I call it audio compressor, audio tool. I don't know what it does for audio, but you know, again, not a computer guy. Just a logistics and somewhat business-minded guy. I don't know. I don't like giving myself praise on something like that, so that's all I'm going to say on that. We're still not above 92 verified support tickets. Kind of interesting. Still, we made like $100,000 on that day. Kind of surprised, guys. Let's do 5,000 in stock. Okay, and this marketer is just really not having a great time. It's weird, for Java at least. It's like one day you'll have $100,000 in sales, the next you'll have 30,000. It's very up and down. And we gotta release our press release. All right, that's a comfortable number right there. Slowly moving on up. And I think let's go January 4th. We'll do a press build, and that just has to be that'll kick in at the end of that day. So that should bump up the number of followers pretty significantly. Let's do another 5,000. Now once ESPRESSO releases, I'm gonna have to figure out, like, maybe I do 30,000 in stock in Java and just kind of leave it until it runs down to the point where it just, people literally just aren't buying because it's not supported on anything. I may do that. I may keep refreshing for a little while. I don't want to, but I also don't want to purchase a whole bunch of copies that I know are not going to be sold. So that'll be a bit of a strategic move I'll have to make soon. But for now, we've got a healthy number of followers on ESPRESSO, especially considering this is our very first audio tool. And it's still going up. We're closing that gap even still on support. I wonder, well, I guess we'll find out today if, okay, so is Cliff back? Yeah, Cliff is back from his sabbatical. How did you do, Cliff? You, okay. Not that much, huh? Well, let's see here. We release ESPRESSO in late February, and basically from that, immediately after that, we will have to start thinking about our next 2D software. So I can't give Cliff too much time on his next education session. Let's go for 2 months and see where that ends up. And our marketers, the one thing I don't like about this bit, the alpha version, and it may be different in beta, but we can't educate our marketers. I mean, we could in other things, but I mean, I really wish there were like a market education square, just like all the rest of them, so that when you're not actively marketing something, they're not just sitting around staring at the wall, because everybody else is working and these three guys are just kind of chilling, and I don't have anything immediately for them to do. I mean, I could tell them to hype the product, but all that does is when you're losing followers, it'll slow the rate that you're losing. But since we're still gaining followers, in fact, we're going to do a press build. We're still gaining followers on this. So there's, when it says, you know, quote, hyping, it's not doing anything. At least not yet. If we get to the point where we're losing followers, then it'll kick in. But it says currently not losing followers. And at the end of today, we'll see just how well that press build did. I'm expecting it to do pretty well, but we'll see. We have 13,000. How many do we have in stock? That's what I need to know. 13,000, okay. Let's do another 5. 18,000. Okay, so see here, we've got 3,000 followers climbing much more rapidly than it was doing with just the initial press release. That's usually how you see it go with press builds, and that's usually why press builds, you need to do them pretty late in the segment, so that as soon as this starts slowing down, you're ready to release. So we've got our hands on ESPRESSO from Coffee Inc. I love that name. We've given it a test run. Coffee Inc. is not well known in this market. Yeah, well, we haven't released any audio products yet. We haven't really heard about ESPRESSO. I wonder why. It might be the new big hit, and it has all the new features. You'll be able to try it in the near future. All right. I like it. That is a positive review in my eyes. Okay, we've got 17,000 in stock. That's down from only 18,000 yesterday. So that looks like it's slowing pretty quickly. And it might be just because we're not marketing it anymore. So I'm not going to order anything there for quite a while. we're going to hold that tight and call the cleaning company again, because my employees are just filthy. Utterly filthy. Do we have any new companies? No. Oh, they released products. Our workflow CMS, 25,000 active users. That's a good number. Good old 800,000 in profit. I would have hoped for it to be more, but I'll keep an eye on that. Now the other thing is, if another workflow CMS company comes online within the year that we are not allowed to buy the company, because you have to wait a year once the company's founded to make any moves on it other than just buying up stock. If another company comes online, we're going to have to figure out which one we want to go with, and the other will buy out, so that there's no competition and it can essentially monopolize that market. These guys have made some money too. 900,000 in profit. That's not really well supported by their stock, but okay. 12,000 active users. Great quality. Oh, they released an audio tool. Oh, the timing. Okay, well, they released it in November. Yeah, not fantastic, but we'll just have to hope to outmarket them, or just hope that our product is significantly better, which I have confidence it is, because I am bullish on my company, as I should be, right? Got 6,400 followers, moving up pretty quickly still, slowing down a little bit. I really should have done the press build a little earlier, but now I know, because I was getting a little skittish about, well, I mean, I guess the press build I should have done earlier, and then the press release I should have done earlier as well, because my marketing team was not going as fast as I hoped that they would. But again, this is all lessons for later, and once I move into a new building, I'll have a much bigger marketing team, and I'll kind of go as quickly as I want to go. So at the end of this day, we will release ESPRESSO to the world, and cross our fingers and just hope it's not another implosion, because that would really not be fun. So, well, we'll just wait till the actual end of the day, because we're still gaining followers, and each follower is a purchase. So we'll just keep gaining every little trickle of follower. We'll slow this down a bit. I don't want to overrun our day here. It's 11:30. Oof. And looks like it's stuck. Okay, so 7,771 followers. Let's put it out to the world. Release ESPRESSO, I do. Marketing campaign, I do. Let's jump to $10,000, even though I'm pretty sure they won't spend that much, but we'll see. I will have to sell copies because I don't have printers. Let's go for 100,000 copies. Got pretty good consumer reach, really good market share. Let's see how we do, guys. Nothing. Don't know who coffee is. Can't even imagine how complicated it must be. Then buy it. There are some glitches. Okay, so we probably could have gone a little longer in our support. See whether it compares. Alright, up their marketing game. You bet we will. Alright, guys. Round 2. Round 2 of just marketing the hell out of this thing. Well, let's see how far we get into our marketing budget. Got 1.7 in the bank. Got a pretty good chunk of change in stock. I still want to build a building. I'm gonna hope that this jumps to 2 million pretty quickly so we can do that. And we'll just have to kind of keep our footprint small and just build up vertical, which I wanted to do in the first place, but now we're sort of forced to do that. So our marketing budget looks like it's at 7,700. So if I add another marketer, that'll bring it to 10,000, which is what I'm looking for. So we'll have to do that once we build our new building, and we can kind of get everybody just a little spaced out. So we are pushing through our marketing budget. We're not losing money on it. I mean, we're making money. It's just I was hoping this would be kind of an explosion of money, and it's trickling in. But again, it's our first audio tool, low expectations. We're competing with another company for an audio tool. That's just bad luck. So I mean, I guess there are things to look at, kind of silver linings, because we're jumping up quite a bit. You can see last month we lost $42,000. This month we made $600,000. So certainly not losing money by any stretch. It's just, tempering my greed, I guess, is what I could call this. Because our profit, so the software is profitable, and that's a big deal. So we made money on the software, are making money. We're at 2.5 million now. We're making money on the software, not the problem. The problem is just it's 14,000 and not 140,000 or 1.4 million, But we'll get there soon enough. We will get there. I promise you guys. This is not going to be a sluggish company by any stretch. So with that being said, I have a little bit of time left on this hour. I don't want to get too far into building our building, just because I want that to be kind of its own episode. So what we will do is we're going to move our company, and we're going to go to the city, climate, temperate. Just, I don't want to go one extreme or the other. I don't know why I would want to. I don't think the game's given me any reason to do that. But now we get to kind of explore what our new home is. So this is, there we go. This is our playground. This is kind of cloudy. Zoom in a little bit. This is our playground, our city that we're looking at here. We've got buildings, empty lots, a good mixture. We've got a parking lot, another parking lot. All of these things will come into play when we look to expand our business. Because at some point we're going to need to build sort of a warehouse type structure for our printing operations and for our server operations as well. And I noticed there's a big old rectangular plot here that looks ripe for a ginormous warehouse. That's going to cost just loads and loads and loads of money. But that'll be pretty far into the future. Not ready to spend that kind of money just yet. But if we click on our building mode, and then we go over here to plots, we can take a look at how much each plot costs. This one, as I mentioned, just the land is $1.1 million. And I know from experience that putting a building down, even just one story, is in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. So this is not going to be buildable by us anytime soon. We may actually do a smaller warehouse first and then expand operations as need be there. And so since we moved into the city and it cost $50,000 to move, we already have this plot to build on, which is pretty small. As I mentioned, I like it like that. I want us to start small and just build up because we don't have a whole lot of disposable income. But if we let's buy this adjacent plot here, and I think if we go, there's a way to do this, bear with me here. Okay, so because we bought that plot, it just kind of automatically connects here, so we can, it's not like I have to stop building right here and then start building again because it's a different plot. It's all one space now. So we're gonna build our building using what we've got right here. I'm not gonna buy anything else just yet. I don't think I am. It's 180,000 over there. That's just a parking lot. 200,000. Surprised why this would be less than, I don't know. Anyways, I may make this my support building and just throw all of my support workers in here separately. I may do a building for each division, like our audio division, our 2D division. I'm thinking about doing games in the future, maybe having a gaming building. So that's all in the equation. Can't build on this, it's already built. It's a ginormous skyscraper. So the only thing we can buy, really, and again, this is kind of, I take a little bit of issue with this in the game, is that you can't buy an already built skyscraper. I think that would be kind of cool, is if it just cost a whole bunch of money, but you could build, or you could buy an already built building. That'd be kind of neat, but alas, you are not allowed to. So these grass lots and then the parking lots, that's all we got. So given this and the spatial kind of awareness of where our parking lots already are, so we won't have to build new parking lots, that's going to factor into what we put where. Like, and this is kind of the more I look at it, I actually like this layout, because this can be our headquarters per se. This could be our support building. This could be for audio. This could be for gaming. All of this fits kind of in the parking. It's all kind of wedged around parking lots that already exist. So the chance of us having to build any new parking is actually pretty slim, which is great. So it all looks promising. Looks like we've got a good future ahead of us, even though ESPRESSO did not take off in the way that I thought or hoped it would. But that is all part of the game. If it were easy, then it wouldn't be too much fun, would it? So, leaving that, I'm going to save the game as Coffee Inc. I will overwrite it, and I will leave y'all for now. And yeah, I am probably going to do a Metro Inc. or not Metro. I've got my games confused now. I'm probably going to do a mini Metro stream tomorrow late at night, but we'll see until then just what my schedule looks like. It's been kind of hectic lately. So until then, I will see y'all later. I'm putting this up on YouTube as soon as I can get off the stream, and you can see it there. Follow me there. You can follow me on Instagram, Common Coffee Drinker, on YouTube, same, and on Twitter as Common Coffee LA. Well, I hope y'all had a fun time. I will see you next time, and keep drinking coffee.